Alright everyone, it's time for a little bit of more funny news perhaps with Shia Labeouf, of course, with his movie premiere in the UK. Now, it was only at one actual theater that it opened, but apparently they sold one ticket, and Shia was apparently not the person who bought it, so I guess there was one person that wanted to watch the big UK premiere of his sort of indie film. I think it was Man Down. I don't know anything about it because why would I be studying modern movies in the first place? Because most of them suck, honestly. And he's not the only one that's had this happen, in all honesty, but it's funny to see something that he does ultimately fail. Like, they must have paid a lot more money to make this movie, being an indie film aside, than it probably will take in. Apparently, the article in the description doesn't make it quite clear whether the 400 and some $1,000 income that they're referring to is for this film in the US, like US sales, and that's just the UK premiere, or whether it's a prior film that they were also talking about. It was poor sentence structure, so I'm not really sure, but it'll probably lose money. Then they mention, of course, that they're trying to defend him. Oh yeah, Emma Watson's, I think it was The Colony or something, again, know nothing about it. Another indie film made by another person who's more well known than Shia is, and that one did poorly too. And and Richard Gere did one, and they're all getting like hammered because of the people in the UK. I guess they don't have the time to sit on their ass and watch movies in a theater and eat stale popcorn like people here sometimes do. Even here, the experience of the theater's dying anyway. Like, there was a little mini renaissance there when they developed this newer 3D technology, and they remade some of the old, like, more classic movies in full, like, modern 3D as opposed to those crappy old glasses with the little blue and red lenses. Then people went to the theater for a while, and like the last time before that movie theaters were really, a potent force to be, were some of these small town theaters, like around the first Harry Potter movie, or maybe like Passion of the Christ. I can remember both of those. I can remember at the time, first Harry Potter movie comes out, and it wasn't even that good. It like strips out 90% of the book, slaps it on a screen with some special effects, and we're supposed to feel happy. The books are way better than the movies. They need to, 20, 30 years from now, they need to remake like the Harry Potter movies, I think. In all honesty, they need to make them longer and be a little bit more true to the book, because right now, only the last couple of movies within the series were actually really good. Where Goblet of Fire was okay, and then after that it gets better. But otherwise, the first couple of movies kind of sucked, honestly. They need to at least remake those. But I can remember small town theater. I'm living, at the time, it was a literal village. And it's certainly not an urban center. The movie theater was so packed, there were like 3 or 4 dozen people that were standing in one corner. There were people that were sitting in the aisles, which I'm pretty sure isn't actually allowed. There were people sitting right in front of the stage, like laying down and stuff, people giving up their seats and just sort of laying there. I mean, it was madhouse. It was chaos. There were all these, like, babies crying in the theater and stuff. And it was just a magical experience for everybody. Now, it was kind of a weird experience. So I can understand why a lot of times you premiere these films and may not do well. But the thing is, like, Shia's riding high on the fact that he's being mentioned constantly in the media. He's being mentioned in terms both of the "He Will Not Divide Us" crap and the trolling of the "He Will Not Divide Us" crap on a daily basis at this point. I mean, it's literal weaponized autism when people are studying the contrails of jets and star charts and stuff in order to find where he's put up some obscure flag to train a webcam on. Yeah, I would say there are plenty of people thinking about Shia. Nobody saw his movie, though. One person, apparently. I wonder who that was. They should have interviewed the person. It'd probably be the local very strange individual who usually just sits there in the alley and saved up for 2 months in order to watch Shia's film or something like that, because I'm sure this one will be a blockbuster. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm kind of mouthing off. It's a little bit of sarcasm because maybe it makes a return. It's like Ghostbusters and all this stuff. A lot of the movies that are made now, whether it's indie or big time Hollywood blockbuster style movies, number one, they're just eye candy, which is a lot of movies within certain genres. They focus just on special effects. Number two, they've been pumped full of steroids in terms of an ad campaign. usually an inept one that doesn't work well. Number three, they get really, really politically preachy. It's like Ghostbusters. And the Ghostbusters was made in a talentless manner, which was one problem. I think it finally broke even and made a little bit of money, but they've certainly canceled plans to make more of them. It was so the first problem was too preachy, actually. Basically, strong women. We don't need no men in this fucking movie. All we're doing is fighting imaginary ghosts. Secondly, it was ineptly made because it was basically just a rip-off of the same franchise, the actual beloved franchise from the 80s. And then third, there wasn't a huge amount of funny talent within the movie at all. And I say that as someone who's not a huge Ghostbusters fan anyway. I was more into the cartoon than I was the actual movies that used to be released. With the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and stuff. It was funny. It was worth watching. The soundtrack was really good. The theme song is absolutely classic. The franchise, I'm not really a fanboy of any of these franchises. But they did such a poor job of it. And then you get these really preachy indie filmmakers. They're like, yeah, man, I recorded this all on my Walkman. And did cave drawings. It's a new type of silent film. And they act as though it's a huge amount of disrespect when that movie doesn't become instantly overnight the most popular movie ever made. I poured my time and my effort and my money and my heart and soul into this indie movie that I spent $10 on, and only 10 people saw it. I barely doubled my money. What are you people doing, you Philistines? Something like that. And that's not a new thing. It's just the the preachiness. Not just of the left. You can get some conservative filmmakers do the same thing. It's just less frequent because there's fewer of them. You get all these politically preachy movies. Unfortunately, they take some idea that's fundamentally good, like, we're going to make a World War II movie. Okay, that's solid. Many of them have been made, but, you'd have to be doing some real stupid shit to make it go truly, truly wrong. Oh, yeah, and this time it's the Nazis are all like men's rights activists, and D-Day involves hundreds of thousands of proud slut-shame women, coming up on the beach to fight off the evil male Nazis or something. Or this time around, Adolf Hitler is like actually Asian, and he's a member of some communist party, and all of these GIs here, this GI, it follows the tale of Unit 1. And Unit 1 is, there's the gay sergeant, and there's the trans crippled individual who sawed off his own leg, but he can still do anything because he's strong and independent. And then there are the two lesbian incest twins with them. It's stuff like that. That's what modern movies are getting into, and it's La La Land. That's one thing, if you're making something totally fictional and it's supposed to be funny, maybe it comes off as funny. But otherwise, it's just preachiness, and it doesn't get well received. And then, of course, you have Shia, who sells one ticket at his movie premiere. That's congratulations. Okay, you're, probably 1/1,000,000th of the way to making back the amount you spent on the film. That's about all. Peace out.